Misunderstanding is a universal experience, touching people of all backgrounds. However, INTJs may have particular difficulty communicating their thoughts and motivations to others. Why? Since INTJs value self-analysis, practicality, and autonomy in themselves, these three traits can combine to produce an energy that befuddles those around them. Let's explore the many reasons INTJs could feel this way. Today I'm talking about 7 reasons why it's hard to understand an INTJ. Be sure to watch until the end of today's video. These reasons you are difficult to understand aren't as obvious as you might think, and I bet they will come as a bit of a surprise. Let's get into it. Welcome to Success for Breakfast, where I'm serving up brain food made simple. Starting things off for me today is INTJs are independent and reserved. INTJs are well known for their originality and preference for freedom of action. Independent thinkers, like INTJs, often find answers to challenges that others overlook. An INTJ's guarded demeanor may stem from this trait. This can make them come off as unfriendly or aloof. When INTJs come across as reticent, please understand that this is not their aim. They're simply thinking things over in their heads. Although making genuine connections with other people is crucial, keep in mind that INTJs require time alone. The daily barrage of new knowledge demands this in order to restore and process their thoughts. This is their ideal mode of operation, and it allows them to provide the highest quality results. Not getting enough time to themselves can cause them to feel pressured and frustrated. Their quiet demeanor frequently makes them difficult to get to know. Next up, in number 6, is INTJs are forward-thinking and rational. INTJs tend to be quite visionary. Their shrewd ability to digest information and anticipate consequences stems, in large part, from the introverted intuition that gives them a glimpse into the future. Because INTJs place a premium on rationality and reason, they tend to be very fact and logic-oriented. Because of this, they may become cold and emotionless. Both the INTJ and their environment may struggle with this. It's true that INTJs focus on reason and data, but they also have a sensitive, emotional side. They simply have difficulty putting this side of themselves out there because it's not as natural for them as it is for other types. Friedrich Nietzsche, Elon Musk, and Arnold Schwarzenegger probably aren't the first people who come to mind when you think emotional. Mindfulness can help INTJs learn to communicate their feelings and connect with people on a deeper level. They have the option of pausing for self-awareness. This can teach INTJs to recognize and manage their feelings. Conversely, those who aren't INTJs should give themselves time to get to know some, as doing so will eventually lead to a better understanding of how INTJs think. Do you actually know your personality type? If you are unsure of what your true personality type is, or just want confirmation if you do, take this absolutely free personality test by checking out the link in the description of this video. It's the most comprehensive, detailed, and complete test I've seen. Number 5 is INTJs are direct and prefer clarity. People who are INTJ tend to be straightforward in their speech. Their auxiliary function of extroverted thinking explains why they prefer being clear and to the point. This can make it difficult for others to understand INTJs since they may seem too open and honest. This can make people assume that INTJs are insensitive to the feelings of those around them. Actually, the opposite is true. As people who genuinely care about the well-being of those around them, INTJs are much more comfortable being straightforward and honest. Their ultimate goal is to assist society in identifying and eliminating issues. This sometimes results in them coming off as determined and forthright when communicating with others. Not wanting to squander either, they have no interest in idle chatter. They want to know the truth so that they can move on. Number 4 on my list today is INTJs are process-oriented and love growth. Those with the INTJ personality type tend to focus on the big picture. They much prefer the precision of the procedure over the final results. They enjoy challenges and new information, and they take pleasure in learning and developing their skills. Since this is the case, INTJs can come across as being too methodical at times. They are exceedingly goal-oriented and thrive when actively involved with the proper process. While INTJs tend to be quite methodical, they also require a good dose of realism. They must be conscious of their environment's constraints in order to make the necessary adjustments to their method. This is something INTJs should keep in mind to ensure that they are progressing toward their objectives in a way that is appropriate given their current circumstances. If you've gotten some value from this video so far, please show your appreciation by hitting that like button. That signals to YouTube that you think other people could benefit from this video too. Kicking off my top 3 is INTJs have high expectations in relationships. In love, INTJs give their all. They put a premium on the relationships they have and put extra effort to maintain them. They place high standards on their close relationships, and they are invested in seeing those that are close to them develop into their full potential. For INTJs, this can be a source of conflict in their interpersonal relationships. They do this because they are methodical and fixated on the sequence of events that must take place for success. Because of this, INTJs may have difficulties in relationships with those who don't share their process orientation. Their third function of introverted feeling explains why INTJs gravitate towards those who share their ideals. INTJs can be difficult to grasp if people around them aren't aligned with their ideals. In the runner-up spot is INTJs require boundaries and certainty. When it comes to making decisions, INTJs rely on empirical evidence and hard facts. Thus, people are more comfortable with and assured by what they already know. They look for guidance on what is acceptable behavior, and because of this, these individuals typically require a tremendous level of stability in their daily lives. It isn't quite that INTJs are resistant to change though, as they are most happy when faced with novel situations and difficulties. However, they dislike being in situations where there is excessive confusion and uncertainty. This can make an INTJ feel that their talents are being wasted. And as a result, INTJs may struggle to break out of their shell when confronted with situations that test their convictions or boundaries. INTJs are notoriously stubborn when it comes to transitioning to new environments, making it difficult for those around them to sympathize with and comfort them. What are your experiences with these reasons people misunderstand you as an INTJ? Be sure to leave a comment and tell me your stories. Topping my list, and the number 1 reason it's hard to understand an INTJ is because they're sensitive. Many characteristics of INTJs set them apart from the general population and make them unique people. Nonetheless, INTJs have a vulnerability that makes them susceptible to misunderstanding. They are very attuned to their internal states of mind. On top of that, they have a high degree of natural intelligence. An INTJ's intense emotions may motivate them to show compassion. Because of this, people around them may misunderstand them at times. An INTJ, for instance, may ask what's up with an evidently sad friend in order to better empathize with them. This exchange could come off as intrusive rather than empathetic to the other individual though. Although INTJs value self-awareness and empathy and seek to foster those qualities in those around them, they sometimes have trouble expressing them in a normal way.
Oh,
What are you doing?
I'm putting my hands up.
You are making us look bad.
No, I am not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
It's tough being an INTJ because of all the misconceptions people have about you. Keep in mind that INTJs, like everyone else, are a fascinating mix of complexities. To flourish and produce your best work, you need room to develop and free time. Learning about an INTJ is best accomplished through rational, fact-based conversation. INTJs need time to process information, which is why they can be so hard to really understand. However, there are other, deeper reasons it is hard to comprehend an INTJ. This video goes even deeper on why INTJs are so misunderstood by society and how you, as an INTJ, can use it to your advantage.